finally know who it's going to be. You're wondering, would we get Lakers Warriors in the first round? Would we get another matchup? No, it's Lakers versus Timberwolves. And I've seen Lakers fans jumping for joy because it is the Minnesota Timberwolves, because it's not the Golden State Warriors. And I feel good that the Lakers can win this series. And I'll drop a prediction a little bit, but I also want to emphasize that the Timberwolves are a really good basketball team. And it's going to take a lot of work to win this series. This is not some gift that people are making out to be. This is a Minnesota Timberwolves team that's 16-4 in their last 20 games. They are first in offensive rating in that stretch, 11th in defensive rating, 4th in net rating. They're second in rebounding percentage in that stretch. The Lakers, 20th. So the Lakers need to do a good job matching up, not getting dominated on the boards. And I think what it's going to come down to in this series is, can the Lakers get it done with that small ball lineup that they've had so much success with? Because if they can, they're going to win this series, possibly comfortably. But that's what it's going to come down to. When I talk about that death line, that small ball lineup that the Lakers have had so much success with, it's been incredible. Last 20 games, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Rui Hachimura, 77 minutes, a 36 plus minus, 24.2 net rating, a 137.7 offensive rating, and a 113.5 defensive rating. That's really good. That's a lineup that can make a deep run in the playoffs. But when it becomes more of a half-court game, when the Lakers are going to be forced into situations where they have to decide who's taking the shots, Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves, how well will those three play? Remember, those three guys, as good as they are, this will be their first time in a playoff series together. And the Timberwolves, they have their own version of a small ball line that's had success with Reed and Edwards and Alexander and DiVincenzo and Randall. They've been really, really good. So that's going to be the Lakers' best weapon, going to that small ball lineup. And the Timberwolves, they've got some options. Naz Reid's had a lot of success against the Lakers. You got Julius Randle. You have guys like Rudy Gobert. They can kind of tandem them and have them play together on the same court at the same time to try to neutralize what the Lakers are bringing. And the issue is the Lakers, they've got one playable center in Jackson Hayes. And Jackson Hayes has not played particularly well in the last 20 games when he's been on the court. With Jackson Hayes on the court, that's not the optimal lineup for the Lakers. Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jackson Hayes, and LeBron James, they've been a -5 net rating, a 115.3 offensive rating. And you look at Austin Reeves, Luka, Hayes, James, and Rui, a -20. So Hayes can be serviceable, but you look at a matchup there, that's where the Wolves have an advantage with the big men. And I think you look at their ability to make threes and their ability to hit from the perimeter. You got Mike Conley Jr., guys like that. It's going to come down to, will Anthony Edwards have a massive series and go off on the Lakers? Will Luka Doncic play well in his first series in purple and gold? Because, hey, playing for the Mavericks is very different than playing for the Lakers. I still feel good about the Lakers in this series. I really, really do. But for a first-round matchup, this is a team that is not your typical, this is a formality. They're going to have to put in some serious work if they want to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in this series. But I still will say I got the Lakers. Give me the Lakers in 6 games. Give me the Lakers in 6 games in this one. I still feel good about just where this team is at heading into this series. Luka Doncic absolutely was the wolf hunter last year in this series. And you have to feel like there's no way this Laker team can go down to a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that's really good, but you still got LeBron and Luka. And I do believe that this could be the last dance with LeBron and Luka. We just don't know. I mean, could LeBron still play well next year, age 41? For sure he could, but we're still in unprecedented times with a great player who for the first time is averaging less than 25 in the regular season. I mean, will he fall off the cliff? Will he suffer an injury? I think the Lakers really need to treat this as a golden opportunity where the path to a championship is there for the taking. But Noel, how we feeling about this one? For me, I'm going Minnesota, North Dakota, new Toyota, Lakers in 5. Okay, I mean that's where I'm at, Lakers in 6. But I really feel like the Lakers have a really good chance to go in there, set the tone, and beat this Minnesota team.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great test to just get the playoff energy started for LA. Finally, going to be hosting some playoff games once again over at Crypto.com Arena. So the fan base is going to be rocking, and these two teams in the 4 games they played this year, it's felt like they just tired each other out, because they both have been so good defensively. Neither team has scored over 111 points against each other in all 4 of those games. You saw Anthony Edwards take on a massive scoring load this season. I mean, he had 7 3-pointers yesterday to get the record for the most 3-pointers by a player this season. So he's taken on a massive load. And for the Timberwolves, it's going to come down to, can you get enough from DiVincenzo? Can you get enough from Nasri, Julius Randle? Whereas the Lakers, like you said, they have that trio of Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and you have other bench guys. You saw Dorian Finney-Smith hopefully starting to see some shots fall. You saw Gabe Vincent finally looking like Miami Heat, Gabe Vincent again. I just think the Lakers have a lot more scoring options compared to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And yes, the Timberwolves, great defensive team. I mean, they moved off of Karl-Anthony Towns. They wanted to get more guys that could be a little more versatile, more defense, but I think I agree with you. I don't think the Timberwolves are going to be a pushover. It's not going to be 4 or 5 games. I think people that are predicting that, I think you're not giving the Timberwolves enough credit, but I could see 6, maybe 7 games. But I think the Lakers should definitely be favored. And my early prediction is that we're going to get that Golden State series we thought we were going to get in round 1, but in round 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't denied. It was just delayed, right? Yeah. And Steve Kerr drawing up a play for Buddy Hield at the end was very surprising, to say the least. I do think it's kind of funny that Warriors fans are, we're not afraid of Lakers. We want the Lakers in the first round. Handle your business in the play-in, okay, before you want to talk about playing the Lakers. But yeah, I think, look, the playoffs is a season of stars, right? And the Lakers have more stars than the Timberwolves. And if those stars play like they're supposed to, in LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards is going to have to go absolutely nuclear, dropping 40s and 50s potentially to knock off this team. And also look at the fact that the Lakers have role players now. They have legitimate role players that are stepping up and being productive with Rui, with Gabe Vincent, with Dorian Finney-Smith. And we're going to take a really, really big time deep dive into this series tomorrow. But I think the difference between this year's Lakers, last year's Lakers, and just the ones we saw post that 2020 championship is that you don't feel like they have a massive disadvantage when it comes to shooting threes with Luka Doncic. And with Luka, they've taken 47.1% of their shots from beyond the arc. Before him, it was less than 40%, which was bottom third of the league. So getting Luka not only got them a superstar, it really modernized how they score on the offensive end. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting series. Anthony Edwards, did you see, my favorite thing about Anthony Edwards, did you see how they were chanting child support?
He was laughing.
And he was laughing.
Yeah.
If you don't like Anthony Edwards, you just don't like yourself, man. We're heading into the authenticity era again. All the corporate kind of like buttoned up superstars, I think we're kind of getting back to kind of what we saw earlier in like the early 2000s stuff, where it's like we still want to see who these guys really are, and he's being really authentic to himself. So I really love that. But yeah, that's, I think, where the game's going to be won and lost. I mean, Lakers have the ability to shoot threes. I mean, they've outscored their opponents by 4.9 points per game from beyond the arc, and that is something that when they win games, that's the big key right there. And when they win games, they outscore their opponent from made threes. And in the games they lose, it's 3.1 points per game from beyond the arc. So that's something to look at, and that's just a little nugget there. But all in all, it's going to be a great series. We're going to do an in-depth preview later this week, but do not count out the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's going to be a good test for the Lakers. I think that for them early on, having an opponent with a star that's won games, that has a defense that is going to be schemed to try to stop them, is going to help them. They can get through the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they're going to it's going to really be a good barometer for them. And I expect them to make a deep run. If you're the Lakers, you look at the path: Timberwolves, Warriors, possibly Rockets, and then OKC to get to the finals. You better take advantage of this. Adam